Hello, everybody, and just like that, we're back.
Hey.
Getting ready for this upcoming football season. It's football time. Welcome to the 2024 MEAC Countdown to Kickoff football show presented by Coca-Cola. I'm Jay Walker. Over here on my right, one of the premier voices in all of HBCU football. Tiffany Green, what's up, Tiff?
Oh, what's happening, partner? Glad to be back up here with you, but this is your territory. You're a MEAC Hall of Famer, and so I'm glad to be sitting next to you and ready to kick off another exciting football season. So this is the precursor as everyone is excited, so much anticipation, and looking forward to what 2024 has to hold. As we look back, though, at 2023 and flashback for a second, a terrific season for your Howard Bison, claiming the MEAC crown outright and making it to the Cricket Celebration Bowl, coming oh so close, falling to Florida A&M in that championship game. But you can't not just talk about the Howard Bison. You've also got to put North Carolina Central in that category because why?
You can
they
talk
made
about
a
Howard
postseason
Bison.
bid as well.
You can talk about the Howard Bison.
I can?
You can.
Is this the perfect time? Go ahead, partner.
Let's just pause for 1 second.
All right.
All right. So one of the few times, and I'll say it, I call like I said, one of the few times in the last 10, 15 years, I've been able to say Howard University is more than an academic institution. We're MEAC champions. That's got
to feel great for you, partner. And as we look at who's going to challenge for that crown once again, I just mentioned North Carolina Central 2022 Cricket Celebration Bowl champions. They too had an at-large bid for the NCAA playoffs.
They're a good season representing the conference, and that just tells you the strength of this conference. When two teams make it to the postseason, that's a great job. North Carolina Central got hit by the injury bug, losing their quarterback who wasn't 100% healthy there. That was a game changer. He was that type of guy. But let's not forget about some of the other teams that we got to keep an eye on in a wide open Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference race there. You talk about Morgan State. For the first time in a long time, there's levels of expectation at Morgan State University. Can they produce this year? Norfolk State, Coach Odom's, they're waiting for him to turn around. They've got one of the most experienced teams in the conference coming back there. And you talk about South Carolina State, this is going to be one of the few times we don't have old Buddy Pugh with us here, the dean of Mid-East Athletic Conference coaches, but they've got the only first-year coach in the conference in Chennis Berry, who many consider to be a rising star. And then if you look at Delaware State, I don't want to say just, Delaware State. Delaware State has a coach that has won a MEAC championship before at Morgan State University. They're wondering if he can sprinkle a little bit of that magic. It's what I call a wild west open type Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
And that's so exciting because there is stardom, players that will emerge in this process, and of course teams all rallying for that MEAC crown and a berth in the Cricket Celebration Bowl in Atlanta in December. You talked about stars, though. We've got a couple of stars that will be joining the stage in just a moment. That MEAC Countdown to Kickoff show that you see during the regular season, well, we will get a chance to hear from the host in just a moment. Mitchell Brown and Jasmine McCoy will be on stage with us, and we'll get a chance to see some of the future within HBCU sports.
Absolutely.
Good with that?
I'm good with that, but can we get to some football? We got players, we got coaches, we got commissioners. Well, okay. Go ahead.
We're going to get to that in just a second. When we come back with us to Norfolk, Virginia for more from the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Coca-Cola. We're back here live in Norfolk, Virginia, in the downtown area at the Hilton, the Main, and the present along with the future on stage as we get ready to look into the predicted order of finish in the conference. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green, and as we mentioned and as promised, Jasmine McCoy and Mitchell Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. We're happy to have you here. Okay, so a lot of prognosticators, a lot of people can look into the future and what to be expected from the MEAC predicted order of finish, but we don't need to just talk about it. You all can be about it and give us a little tease as to what we're going to hear from it.
It's like, dang, Tiff, will you let them do their job?
Oh, okay.
They were here. You said, some people don't want to give over the torch. See, I'm like in the relays here. Run, go with it. Tell us what you got for us.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this season. I think what makes the MEAC so special is the fact that it's a short but fast conference schedule. And that's what makes it you can't predict anything. every team, they have to make adjustments, and so I think that's going to be really nice.
Yeah, you think about the order finished last year, 3 teams sitting at 4-1. We had all this mumbo jumbo at the top going into the final week of the season, teams looking at the whiteboard. What do we have to do to get to the Celebration Bowl? So with that being said, it's going to be a tight race once again. Talking to all the coaches here this morning, they all have those expectations you talk about to be in Atlanta at the end of the season. But of course, they also have to see what this predicted order of finish is and use that maybe as bulletin board material. So
that happened here a couple of years ago. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Following the MEAC week in, week out, what's the one thing you all would say distinguishes Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference? If you had to describe it, what would be those 2 words you would use?
I would say competitive. Competitive.
I'd say heritage, honestly. When you think about the MEAC and the Celebration Bowl, but also as FCS teams and Division I teams, there's always been history there. There's always been milestones and an expectation of excellence. And so when you think about some of these storylines, South Carolina State 18 championships, getting a coach from Division II who's won championships. You think about some of the schools that they're going to be playing, some SWAC, some former MEAC teams as well. There's going to be a lot of competition out there right out the gates when you think about August 24th as well. So
You hear immediately the depth of knowledge and information as these two are the host of the Countdown, the Kickoff, presented by Coca-Cola during the regular season. So because you're entrenched in the MEAC week in and week out, I'm curious to know a highlight for you from this past season. What stood out to you? What got you going?
Well, I'm going to have to say it. He probably knows it's coming.
Don't
He's
even do
laughing.
it. Don't
No,
even do it.
Say it. I think just our predictions, because I kicked his butt at our predictions.
Say what?
Yeah.
And so, but that's what makes it so fun. It's so competitive, and I just love the talent and just the respect that I have for these coaches and speaking with them weekly and just their preparation coming into the games. It's just so nice. It's great.
How about for you, Mitchell? Now, many people may not know this. Mitchell actually interned in the MEAC office, so you've gone from being like from boys to men, as they like to say now.
Yeah.
So what are some of the unique experiences that you've seen, both in front of the camera and behind the scenes, having taken your path?
Man, you're aging me a little bit here now. But, for me to go from, 2014, I was an intern, and just to see the conference evolve, the conference to elevate, talking to Coach Odoms about that game to start the season. When I was an intern, they weren't kicking off the entire college football season on ABC, on national television. That just shows you the growth that this conference has gone through. See Commissioner Thomas there and Commissioner Stills as well, just the stability in the building on rich heritage here in this conference. That's been one of my highlights, and specifically the last season. She got me, but the script is about to flip this season. We looked at the film and we got better, so we're excited.
So Jasmine, what have been some of the highlights that you've seen in covering the MEAC?
I think for me, covering some of the first homecomings was big for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I ate
The
real
MEAC
good.
is a homecoming
I ate
conference.
real
It's
good.
different. It's different.
I think that was my biggest highlight, and just seeing the culture and just a family atmosphere, I think was the biggest thing for me.
All right, so now that we've gotten reacquainted with Jasmine and Mitchell, let's look into this year's preseason picks, and I'll have you all take it away.
All right, we're taking it away, and voted to come in number 6 in the MEAC preseason poll was the Hornets of Delaware State.
Yeah, Delaware State trying to rebuild with Coach Hull. At number 5, Norfolk State, the Spartans expected to finish 5th, or predicted to finish 5th for the second straight season in the conference.
And number 4, the Bulldogs of South Carolina State.
We actually, yes, number 4 is Morgan State there, number 4. And then you flip right there is South Carolina State. So those two teams, it's going to be interesting in the middle of the pack. Again, we talk about it. One game separates all these teams. So it'll be interesting who ends up in that number 3, number 4 spot, but number 3, South Carolina State.
Yep, and then number 2, the runner-ups in the MEAC this season, last year's champs, Howard University.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm sure they're going to have something to say about that. And then predicted to win the championship, the MEAC championship this year, North Carolina Central. They returned a lot of players. They got a Got to replenish some players as well, but they feel good about their team and their makeup right now going into camp.
Okay, wait a minute. The chase for the crown and the MEAC champions predicted to finish second. Does that surprise you at all?
Like I mentioned, it doesn't, just because that conference schedule, it's so quick, it's so fast. These teams have to make adjustments, and we saw that last year at the very, very end, and that's what made us a little bit harder when it came to the predictions. And then when you take in these coaches, and speaking to Central, we bring up Central, we speak up just a strong coach and Trey Oliver. A lot of things that he spoke to me about was that depth. He lost a couple guys even to the transfer portal, which is another aspect to the college football scene that we have to talk about. But he talked about building in that depth and his guys coming in ready, showing leadership, and I'm just so excited for the season.
Yeah, I am surprised, and I don't say that just because I live in the DMV area and I got to talk to Howard Bison alums all the time. But when you look at the preseason all-conference list, when you look at what Howard returns, they've got the preseason Defensive Player of the Year in Kenny Gallup Jr. You can do it all. But it's just they have enough pieces. North Carolina Central does as well. But again, there's just not that much margin for error. So I'm looking at Morgan State. I'm looking at South Carolina State. Those teams are going to be right there in the mix as well. So, again, it'll be interesting to see it all play out. Can't wait to get to October into that portion of the schedule.
And it's interesting. I mean, that's the way the college football dynamic has kind of changed. A week ago, we were at SWAC Media Day, and the winners, Florida A&M, your alma mater, who won it all, they weren't predicted to win the SWAC, not even their side of the division. So it seems to be the same thing taking place here in Norfolk, with Howard University being the number 2 team and North Carolina Central being the 1. So I think if you talk to each coaches, there's a benefit to being the hunters and there's a benefit to being the hunted. It's a matter of how you relate to it all. But for me, I think the storyline there is 2 teams got to replace legendary quarterbacks. Whichever one gets a quarterback first is going to be the one that I think will have the biggest say and possibly make it to Atlanta. But I want to thank y'all for your work there. We're looking forward to an exciting upcoming season of MEAC football. We can check them out every week as they do what they like to do. And on the other side, you heard the predicted order of finish. Well, let's hear from some of the coaches and the players, as we'll be joined by the crew from Delaware State University, led by their head coach, Lee Hull. We'll be back, y'all.
Can you feel a grand new day? At Grand Furniture, you'll find new everyday low prices on everything. Lower prices than other stores' retail prices, even lower than their sale prices. Plus, get Grand's new everyday low financing, not just for great credit or good credit, but low 9.99% interest, no matter your credit score. Everyone gets credit at Grand, and we mean everyone. It's a grand new day. Grand Furniture, real furniture for real people.
I wasn't born a leader.
It wasn't given to me.
I couldn't buy it.
How'd I get here?
I decided.
I decided.
I decided.
I decided.
Decide to lead as an Army officer.
From open house to acceptance, new student orientation, and picking the program that's just for you, it matters. From scholarships to meeting with advisors and making new friends, and all of the campus life and activities, it matters. With continued one-on-one support, student success planning, internships to graduation, and landing your dream job in your career field, it matters. Because at Delaware State University, it all matters.
Welcome back to the Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Coca-Cola. I'm Tiffany, that's Jay. Joining us on stage now, the Delaware State Hornets, led by their head coach, Lee Hull, along with Charles Brown Jr. and Jordan Hull. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. Now, Coach, we're going to put you on the hot seat and ask you a few questions. Guys, we'll do the same as well. But when you look at last season, and it was a challenging one indeed. How do you turn the tide in year 2 in Dover to try to get more wins on the board?
I think it comes up about these guys right here, our players. They've bought into the system, the standards, the expectations. Year 2, usually your biggest jump is from year 1 to year 2. So it was one of those situations where we just had to implement our standard, and our expectations for these guys. They've had a great winter, great spring ball, great summer access. So I look for us to take that next step.
Coach Hull, I mentioned earlier in the broadcast here that you've won a championship before in this conference and made it to the postseason. How close is Delaware State to getting to that spot where you feel like, this is a team that can compete for that championship? Where are you on that schedule? We're
moving towards that direction. I really feel good about where we're at and the progress that we're making. It's not overnight. You're going to get there. This league is tough. Every coach here in this league has won a championship at some level. So it's very competitive. But I think we're going in the right direction. Our athletic director has done a great job of trying to get us what we need to be successful. Our players are bought in. I think that you'll see the energy, the effort, the physicality of our football team compared to last year.
And you can't talk about college football today without mentioning the word change. So there's change everywhere you look at in the whole college football landscape. What have been some of the big changes at Delaware State? Who were some of those people?
Yeah, so we've got a few guys from the portal. Just talking about the changes. Justice Johnson, from University of Virginia. On the offensive line, we brought in three new guys. Antonio Williams also from Wagner. And then on the defensive line, we brought in 3 guys there too. So our biggest thing is we want to try to get bigger and longer, especially up front. So that was kind of our changes that what we did in the recruiting area.
Before I turn it over to Tiffany to ask some questions to the young gentlemen that are here with us, just my reflection. I think Delaware State, I think tough. Right? You got all them Jersey boys up there with you. You got them Philadelphia boys up there with you. It's a natural toughness coming there. And I remember just thinking, it was like the toughest road trip in the conference for me. Not easy to get to. It's a bus ride. No matter where you go, where you fly to, it's a bus ride. It's going to be windy. Don't let that racetrack got something going on there. Y'all got a home field advantage you need to learn to take advantage of. And if the team comes up there not pumped up, hyped up, it's easy to leave there with an L. So that's my little hint to Delaware State. Take advantage of that home field advantage that you have there. It's not an easy road trip.
No, it's not. It's not really easy. And what you talked about, physicality, that's what we want to get back to. I know Delaware State their history has been good defense. And they got tough guys that'll come down and hit you. So with our, transfers and the guys that we have coming back, I think we got a good mix. Especially up front, our front 7, I think is going to be pretty formidable this year. We got Charles Brown here, and then we got 2 transfers, one from Houston, one from Charlotte coming in also, in that linebacker group. So, yeah, we want to get back to, who we were and who we are at Delaware State, and that's being tough and physical on defense.
Junior linebacker Charles Brown Jr., Coach just talked about that toughness that you're looking to get back to. What is the attitude of that defensive unit, and what kind of presence do you want the Hornets to have on the field?
I think the biggest thing is being relentless. So our biggest thing is 11 hats to the football on any given play. So it's effort and just being able to fly around to the ball.
You've been in the system, Jordan, and understanding, yes, you know this gentleman very well, but kind of separate for us coach versus father.
Yeah, it's just going back to, as a kid, I always wanted to play for my father, and I always knew that if that was going to happen someday, it's going to have to be a separation between at home and on the field. And a lot of that has to do with, the player, my teammates around me accepting me as, just a teammate, not the coach's son. So they make me feel like I am. When I'm at school, I'm a football player at Delaware State University. I'm not just the coach's son. So, and I think my father's done a great job of, separating the two when it comes to me as well. So,
degree in hand, a graduate student as you return. I'm going to ask, gentlemen, because when you look back at a 1-win season, that can be tough to swallow, right? But what type of character do you feel like you developed in that time during the 2023 campaign?
I think for us, it's just knowing that we have so much, growth now from the off season to now. We know we have so much room to improve. And when you lose, it's easy to pinpoint, what was done wrong. So I think for us, it was just being able to see those flaws and addressing them.
Biggest key to success in your mind for this upcoming season?
I think just making sure we're firing on all cylinders, just everyone moving as one unit. I think we have the talent to do great things this year, so as long as the camaraderie and we're all fluent on offense and defense, so we can make things work.
You all have just represented the Delaware State Hornets exceptionally well. Student athletes, yes, but let's get to know you a little bit better in terms of what are you doing away from football, Charles?
That's pretty simple. I got 3 dogs at home, so I really just spend time with my family at home and with them. I don't really do too much off the field.
So you're like a dog whisperer, okay, so what are the breeds of the dogs? I mean, how do they help calm you or just keep you company?
Yeah, I have 2 Cane Corsos. They're brothers. They came out
Ooh,
the
them
same
big dogs.
Yeah. And then my dog, she's a American XL Bully.
Okay. All right. I am not a dog person. Jay, you know a little bit more about dogs.
I know those are some big dogs, Cane Corsos. I know those Cane Corsos. Jordan, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Who's the best athlete in your family?
You're looking at them.
Coach Hull, you gonna agree with that?
I got to plead the fifth because they're both my siblings, so I got to plead the fifth.
We'll talk about your sister for a little bit.
I mean, she's great. I'm very proud of her. Just growing up with her, always seeing her progress. She's always been in the spotlight. She's always been phenomenal.
They don't know who she is. You got to hype her up. What did your sister do?
Oh, my sister plays basketball at North Carolina, UNC.
Yeah, going to UNC, big time recruit. So hats off to that for the job you did there, Coach Hull.
She won Miss Basketball for the state of Indiana in high school. And she's taken on from me and my father.
There you go. She got it from you. She got it. There you go.
I think watching, us do what we do in sports really motivated her to be the person she is, and we're more than proud of her, of what she's accomplished so far and what she will accomplish.
Fantastic, gentlemen. Thank you so much, Jordan, Charles, Coach Hull. We appreciate you and certainly look forward to seeing what the Hornets have in store.
That's the luck to y'all. Take a negative and turn it into a positive.
Yes, sir.
A negative times a negative equals a positive.
Yes,
that's what y'all should be doing, all right?
All right.
Indeed. When we return, we'll hear from the number 5 team picked in the MEAC preseason poll. The Norfolk State Spartans come back with us to Norfolk.
Atlanta, Georgia. The HBCU football capital hosts the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge on August 24th. Florida A&M Rattlers, Norfolk State Spartans. SWAC versus MEAC. The rivalry is real. Come out to Center Park Stadium to see the returning HBCU national champions and 2 of the best HBCU bands in the land, the Marching 100 and the Spartan Legion. The day starts with a Kickoff fan experience tailgate and concludes with a primetime matchup on ABC. For more information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
I am a full-time bus operator for 30 years. I like meeting people. The benefits are excellent. My name is Carmen Christian Barnett, and this is my Hampton Roads Transit.
Hello, I'm Kenny Alexander, Mayor of the City of Norfolk. Welcome to the historical, urban, financial culture center of the Hampton Roads region and home to the world's largest naval base. Norfolk is a city with a rich history, diverse culture, and many iconic attractions. We're glad you're here. We hope you have an opportunity to explore all that our great city has to offer. Welcome to Norfolk.
Behold has a special meaning at Norfolk State University. It exemplifies knowledge, hard work, perseverance, and striving towards success. Since 1935, Spartans have walked these grounds ready to take on the challenges of the times, transform lives, and realize dreams. We are a state-of-the-art institution, preparing students to take on the modern world with innovative coursework, experiential learning, and cutting-edge degrees. As NSU celebrates its 85th year, the green and gold tradition continues.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Coca-Cola. And we are here now with the Spartans. Coach Odoms, behold the green and gold now back for another season. He does it better than anybody. I know. I know.
But this is the only chance we get to say it.
Okay.
Behold
the green and gold.
All right, thank you.
along with senior defensive back Devon Allen and tight end Akeem Wright. Thank you for being here. Coach Odoms, I'm just going to dive right in because 2023, there were some struggles for the Spartans, but there were also a lot of slim margins of defeat. When you come into this season, how do you turn that around and change them into victories?
Well, the biggest thing is that the experience. I think this group guys are going through an experience where they can draw from. A lot of close ball games, 6 out of 8 ball games were lost by 7 or less points. So we feel really good about the makeup of this football team and where we are, especially with these two guys. They're seniors, they already have their degree. So we're looking for that leadership to push us over the end as we look forward to 2024.
In addition to the gentlemen that you just mentioned that are on the stage with us, you got a lot of young guys who got experience last year. Who else are we looking forward to, or are you looking forward to stepping up for the Spartans?
Well, A.J. Richardson. A.J. Richardson is a good football player for us. And then you look at, from the defensive side of the ball, he's a linebacker that sets our defense and gets us in the right position. Keyshawn Lynch is another guy on defense that's doing an outstanding job. Teron Mallory, and there's a host of other guys but leadership from those guys are really what we're looking forward to. On the offensive side of the ball is our offensive line. Those guys have been together. We returned 4 out of the 5 starters. They gelled together and really doing a great job of making our offense better.
Now, Jay, you'll appreciate this question because given the fact that you have the one lone returning starter who's got experience being a under center, how do you feel about Otto Coons and how he's going to run your offense for this year?
Well, the biggest thing is taking the next step in your decision making. That process is really what separates the teams in this conference. Is not having a good quarterback, but having a good quarterback that makes great decisions. And we're looking forward to that position, taking the next step for the Spartans.
In terms of how you open the season, it's going to be on national television on ABC August 24th, the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge against the defending HBCU champions. What kind of statement can the Spartans make amongst an entire crowd looking in Center Park Stadium and on television about what Spartans football will do this year?
Well, the platform. When you talk about Saturday night football, Saturday night college football live on ABC, it gets no better than that. So we get a chance for people to have an opportunity to see our institution, the tradition, the passion that we have in Norfolk, Virginia. We feel like we got a really good football program to get excited about.
All right. We're excited too now. You're going to coach it. They got to go play it. Fellas, when you hear about that first opportunity you all have, open it up on ABC, Saturday Night Football live against Florida A&M, what's going through your thought process?
I think it's a great opportunity playing against a team that just won the ABCU National Championship. So we're just going to try to take advantage of every opportunity that's given to us.
Devon?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. We just got to attack it like any other game.
Any other game? It's just any other game.
Yeah.
These folks get spoiled nowadays, huh? National TV's any other game, but that's a good thing. But listen, I want to give y'all some credit on the style there. Now, Akeem, Titan, let me see those shoes. Can you get those shoes up there? You got some Louis shoes on?
Louis.
And Devon, where'd you find that all green like that? That's straight Norfolk State green.
I can't tell you all that.
You can't tell? Is he always dressing like that?
Yeah, he always fly.
What's it like for you all playing for Coach Odoms, and what's your motto for this upcoming football season?
I mean, it's great playing for Coach Odoms. Honestly, he always instills having that 1-0 mentality, and be present in the moment. Don't worry about too much about the future or the past. Just be where your feet are at.
Okay.
It's great playing with Coach Odoms. He prepares for on the field and off the field, and we ready to win in MEAC.
Now, what are some of the, when you think about some of the things that we're all athletes, right? What are a couple your pregame rituals that you like to go through, Akeem, before you play?
Chop wood, carry water, and trust the process.
Give me that one more time.
Chop wood, carry water, and trust the process.
Okay. And then what do you think about some of the rivalries you all have? You all have some rivalry football games starting off early. What's a rivalry mean to you, Devon?
Rivalry? All of them. I mean, just focus on that 1-0 for real, playing any other game.
1-0?
Yeah.
And I'm going to put you on the hot seat now. I know this. Swag is important to me. What's your favorite uniform combination?
I like the all green.
You like that all green? Well, you better say all green. What you got?
I say the white and the yellow.
The white and the yellow.
White tops and yellow bottom.
But you see how things have changed, Commissioner? They got uniform combinations, man. We had one helmet, one blue, one white. That was our choice there. And tell us about your hometowns. Where y'all from?
From Norfolk.
Virginia Beach.
Oh, locals. Okay, I see you right there. Well, good luck to you all the rest of the season. It's going to be a fantastic football season, and hope that the green and gold can show up no matter what uniform combination that y'all pull off there.
Hey, Jay Walker, I'm curious to know, though, you're going to finish this sentence for me, guys. All right. The Spartans will hoist the MEAC trophy if.
You win the MEAC.
Yeah, but what you got to All right. That's a great answer, Devon. If you do what?
Discipline.
That sounds like a Coach Odom's coach player indeed. We'll be back with more from the countdown to kickoff here in Norfolk, Virginia. The number 4 team in the preseason poll will join us on just the other side. We're talking about the South Carolina State Bulldogs. Come back with us.
Storytelling is at the heart of everything we do at the Walt Disney Company, and people are at the heart of our stories. Dreamers, Imagineers, creators, doers. The power of our stories is unleashed only when the people who tell them reflect the rich diversity of our world. Marching alongside HBCUs, Disney on the Yard is committed to empowering talent to find their dream career and inspire the world. Because here, that's how dreams are made. Be you, be here, be part of the story. Disney on the Yard.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
Hey, y'all, welcome back. It's Football Media Day here in the Mideastern Athletic Conference from Norfolk, Virginia. Tiffany Green along with Jay Walker. And we've got the Bulldogs of South Carolina State on stage with us, the winningest program in the conference in terms of championships. And now they're led by a new head man in Chinnis Sperry. Along with him, Aaron Smith, linebacker, and offensive lineman Nick Tace. And I'm going to give you a bit of an introduction because you are the one new lone coach on stage with us. But we saw you at Benedict, a Division II powerhouse, 27-7 during your 3 seasons there, going undefeated in the conference. Now you drive down I-26 to Orangeburg, South Carolina, taking over for a legend, Buddy Pugh. For you to stand on his shoulders and Willie Jeffries, among others, what does it feel like to now be on this stage and let everybody know what's in store for the Bulldogs under your leadership?
Oh, super excited, first and foremost. To be able to stand on the shoulders of giants, like you say. You're talking about Willie Jeffries, you're talking about Bill Davis, you're talking about Buddy Pugh, as well as Dennis Thomas, who was also the head football coach at South Carolina State University. You know, it's my chance now to write my own story. I have the pen, and it's my opportunity to be able to put my stamp on the opportunity that I have. And the opportunity of a lifetime only lasts a lifetime of the opportunity. And the opportunity for us is right now. And we're super excited about, being there and building our brand at South Carolina State. And it's a great day to be a Bulldog.
Coach Barry, coming out of the process and the tremendous success you had at Benedict, you chose South Carolina State when there were other opportunities out there. What intrigued you about South Carolina State?
Well, when you look at just the history of South Carolina State football, you're talking about the traditions and the history, and it's a blue blood program. I came through HBCU football. I played. The only place I've been my whole adult life is on an HBCU campus, and just seeing the success that they've had over the years. You're talking about 50 years now, since 1974, which is 50 years now, they won 18 MEAC championships, you know, starting with Willie Jeffries. And just to see the longevity and the time, you're talking about only 4 head coaches in the last 50 years. That's time, that's longevity to build our programs and build our brands. And, you know, that's one of the main reasons, because I'm able to get into a program where we got a chance to win and win now, and we're super excited about the opportunity.
And you almost answered my question there, my next question. Is this a reload or is it a rebuild at South Carolina State?
We're just trying to go 1-0.
Listen,
I love this football team. This is a football team that we got a chance to be really, really good right now. And these guys are bought into the process of what we do and how we do things, and with discipline, integrity, all of those things it takes to build championships. But we begin with the end in mind. Stephen Covey wrote this book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Okay, and you begin with the end in mind. And we only have one mission. We set missions, and our mission is to be in Atlanta on December 14th, playing for the national championship. And I really love this football team. I believe we put some pieces of the puzzle together. We have good fit of right young men and right fit of coaches that believe in what we're doing and how we're doing it. And like I say, we're going to get 60 minutes. And our philosophy every day is to just go 1-0 and be the best we can be today.
You got me ready to go right now, but you play at FAMU, you play at Citadel, you play Georgia Southern. Then you take on North Carolina A&T. How important is that first month of the season going to be for this program?
Well, that's extremely important. You know, we want to start fast. You know, the separation is in the preparation. And our young men will be prepared every day. You know, we're just going to continue, like I say, to fall in love with that process, man. Everybody wants the end goal. We all want to be in Atlanta on December 14th. But it's a process and it's a journey you got to go through to get there. And we're going to fall in love with the journey. Our guys come in next week. The MVPs of this whole deal is the people that participated in our Bulldog Excellence Fund to make sure that our young men were there this summer, getting ahead academically, Jack and Steel in the weight room, getting ready to rock and roll. And you talking about 75 young men there this summer, getting after it, getting better, bigger, faster, stronger, building that comradeship amongst each other. And that's how you build. You build it right now to get to December 14th.
Vacation, is he always like that? Is he always like that?
Yeah, he always like that.
Okay.
All right, so I've got to ask, before I ask you some serious questions, can you all please give me your best Coach Barry impersonation? Nick, I'm putting you on the spot first, brother. Don't worry, you're free from any harm from Coach Barry. He told me before you're indemnified, you're good.
Go Dogs. That's my impression. But nah, for real, best Coach Barry impression would have to be he walk in the building, he do his little strut, he look around, he be like, man, are you ready? And then we'll say, ready. And then he'll go in, and then another one, he'll be like, if he feel like people not on board, he'll be like, nah, try me you want to, try me. As fast as I take my hand in that bucket, I gotta take it out. Somebody else see.
That's a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
Aaron gave you props for that one. So Aaron, can you try to top that one, brother?
Yeah, that's a good. Nah, I can't top that.
In terms of just kind of what you've seen and the difference and the transition from one off season to the next, what has it been like getting to know Coach Barry?
It's been good, you know. Like, coach is on us hard. You know, he wants to be the best we can be. He wants to be leaders, help the team mold together. So really, it's just want to know. Just do what you got to do.
How do you help carry over just the success that you had? I mean, I remember that interception you had in 2021 in the Celebration Bowl. You both were able to win it with South Carolina State. But how do you take your experiences and help to supplement or add to what this new coaching staff is adding to the players?
All I do is try to be coachable as much as I can. You know, I don't think about what I've done already. I just try to listen to the coaches and do whatever they need me to do, because at the end of the day, they got my best interest at heart.
Some of the areas that you personally worked on for yourself this offseason, Nick, what have you done to get better?
Stronger, faster, building my knowledge of the game within the film room, and just knowing the ins and outs, really, and just trying to go 1-0 every day and just work on technique and fundamentals.
What's your record in NCAA college football now that it's back? Are you a gamer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you've been on the sticks.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what's your record been? How you been doing?
I don't lose.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Now, Aaron, you're looking up. You might have something to say about that.
Who won the tiebreaker though?
Okay. I'm about 2-7.
See, the key, when you got those guys on the team that play video games like that, they can play all you want, but don't be good on the TV screen and not good on that football field. You know what I'm saying? So going undefeated on the games don't mean nothing unless you're going undefeated on that field. What I think about my thoughts, South Carolina State, physically, Bulldogs always have the ability to play with anybody. They proved that and they made everybody proud when they won that national championship. But then the undisciplined, up and down. Y'all could knock off Howard. We had a good year. Then you mess around and lose another next week. This and that. That discipline is going to be the one. And I talked about Delaware State being a tough road trip. Man, in Orangeburg, they just cheat down there. They just don't let them Bulldogs lose at home.
Aaron, Nick, your rebuttal to that.
I ain't got none. I want to know.
What do you say after that? Well, gentlemen, good luck to you. Coach Barry, you want to take us to break?
The
Because I feel like
separation
you
is
got
the preparation.
a motivational something for us. It's like a growl in your speech. Like it's like a bulldog. Yeah, like a good growl, like a bulldog.
That grit.
Like that grit. Yeah, some grit in there. So in a great way.
Okay, well, when we talk about, everybody knows in Bulldog Nation, we talk about go dogs. All right, dogs has a meaning. Okay, and that D, we want to dominate every day. We want to dominate on the field, in the classroom, everything we do, we want to dominate. We want to have that mindset, kill a fly with a sledgehammer, but it's not about the fly we just killed, it's about the other flies that's watching, all right?
We'll be back.
Can you feel a grand new day? At Grand Furniture, you'll find new everyday low prices on everything. Lower prices than other stores' retail prices, even lower than their sale prices. Plus, get Grand's new everyday low financing, not just for great credit or good credit, but low 9.99% interest, no matter your credit score. Everyone gets credit at Grand, and we mean everyone. It's a grand new day. Grand Furniture, real furniture for real people.
As a banker here at Town, we like to think our level of expertise is the best. Truth is, I know a lot of other really smart bankers at other banks. But what seems to really matter to us and our members is not that we know our way around a financial spreadsheet. It's our level of attention. We're easily available and ready to help when they need us.
See yourself here. Whether you're a first-year student or looking to complete your degree, Morgan State University's inclusive learning environment is home to more than 150 academic degree and certificate programs. Join Morgan's Momentum, Maryland's preeminent public urban research university, transforming today's learners into tomorrow's leaders in STEM, social sciences, and the arts. Start your journey today at the National Treasure. Choose Morgan.
Welcome back to the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Coca-Cola. We hope that you're enjoying this so far as this MEAC Football Media Day continues. Morgan State on the stage now. The Bears out of hibernation, Jay. They are well aware. They're out. Okay, they're out. And everybody knows that Damon Wilson, along with Elijah Williams and Taj Williams. Coach Wilson, I've got to ask, you started off the year hot. Right? An opening win against Richmond. You finished the season with the top defense in the league. Okay, not a secret anymore. Everybody knows what you all are about. In terms of handling the pressure or the additional responsibility, how do you manage that going into the season?
I think you just accept it. Like you said, the word expectation. You expect us to play defense. You expect us to be a certain way on the football field. Now we have a responsibility to live up to it. And we have to do the same thing over and over every day and take care of those little things and the big things to take care of themselves.
Well, it's been mentioned before, obviously, and many know that you've won championships anywhere that you've been. So what does it take? And do you have the pieces to win a championship this year in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference?
To answer that second part, yes, we do. I think our coaches did a great job putting the student athletes or bringing the student athletes to Morgan State. The guys that were already there, they understand the expectation now. Those guys have brought into the program. And now it's about just executing on the field on Saturday. So I'm really excited about where we are and the direction we're going and the work these young men have put in on the field as well as in the classroom.
Incredibly tough defense. Obviously, you're returning one of your playmakers, and Elijah Williams. Just how much better do you feel like you've gotten on the offensive side of the ball?
I think we got a lot better because we have reference points now. Certain things that we didn't do well last year, we had an opportunity to get better this offseason, and we also had an opportunity to change some personnel. So we want to get the quarterback some weapons to throw the ball to, and we got a little better up front with the offensive line. We had 4 out of 5 freshmen that played last year on the offensive line. Those guys are a year in, and we got some transfers with them as well.
Coach D, let me ask you this. I'm pretty sure normally year 3 is like your magic year. And then when you start winning those championships, you start accumulating those. This year 3 for you there in Baltimore. How are you dealing with those expectations now? Is this the year?
We're going to take it one game at a time, one day at a time, continue to get better. But the overall goal is to be in Atlanta in December.
Everybody wants to go for Atlanta. You need the players right here to make plays. Let's talk offense, Taj. The quarterback, Taj Smith, you came in there and kind of into the season showed a little spark that was needed from that offense. How would you describe your season a season ago, and what have you worked on this offseason?
Really, the season was just a humbling experience, just something I always wanted to do. And I thank the coaches for having trust in me last year, coming in, just do what I do, just came with a lot of confidence. This offseason really just been working with my guys, getting our connection right. We got a new offensive coordinator who came in, so I'm really excited. He's putting our pieces together, putting our guys in the right spots to make plays and just continue to build up.
Just so I actually know, as a quarterback, I've always got this guy I worked with all offseason that I was like, I need him to, if I can find ways to get him the ball, we can do some damage. Who's that guy for you?
We got a lot of guys.
Don't say all of them.
We got a lot of guys that's returning, guys that's coming in, guys who were younger last year, part of Coach Wilson's first recruiting class, who I think all going to be playmakers this year.
You see how y'all coach these boys nowadays? Let's go on the defensive side of the ball. Elijah, one thing y'all could do, especially at the beginning of the year, seemed like y'all were the defense that just kept on, putting the offense in a position to win ball game after ball game after ball game. How do you improve upon last year's start of the football season?
Worry about the little things. Really keying in on being able to think and focus when you're fatigued, because you see a lot of times we let up late scores in the game. A lot of big plays, really just coming with the mentality. Giving up those plays really could change a lot of things, you know? So us being able to focus, our strength and conditioning staff, getting our conditioning right, so we can focus under pressure. Coach Wilson putting us in pressure situations during practices is really going to bring us over the top.
And you've been there for a little bit. You've been around the block. What changes have you seen in terms of when you first got there and Coach Wilson first showed up to where you guys are now?
Really, Coach Wilson's championship mindset, winning mentality, and also the players that are coming in. The players are way more serious. They definitely try to improve themselves every day, understanding that they're not the best they can be, and they got to work every day to get there.
And what's it like, both of you all asked this question, what's it like being a student athlete, give me some props for this, at the national treasure, which is Morgan State University? Best thing about it, off the field?
Off the field is just the resources around you. Everybody's willing to help. So you build a lot of great connections at Morgan, and then it's just somewhere, just an outlet. Anytime we're off the field, they always have places for us or people that we could talk to if we need anything, so it's just a good outlet to have.
The community, a lot of people care about you, no matter who's the staff is, like they really care about the well-being of each student. You know, I can go into the cafeteria
and have conversations with the staff there, even the custodians. It's like everybody really cares about you, whether you're an athlete or just a regular student.
And I'm going to say hats off to the job. If you have not been there, Morgan State, we were talking last night, a bunch of coaches and administrators, probably has one of the prettiest campuses that you're going to find in the HBCU community. A lot of new builds, a lot of new stuff that they've done there. What are your majors going to be, fellas?
I'm a marketing major. I just recently graduated.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I'm done.
I'm an entrepreneurship major.
Okay, entrepreneur, like business, like Reggie Lewis. Didn't he go to Morgan State? So stuff like that, that's all right.
What you open a business in? What would you like to?
I would like to be a sports agent.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
I'm curious to know, what's like the pregame ritual for you? Because now, you know, you were coming in at the end of the season. Now you take the helm for a full year. Kind of what's your pregame ritual, and are you going to add anything to it?
Pre-game ritual is just always music, constantly listening to music, just zone everything else out. Really just pre-game, pre-practice, just find a few receivers here and there, just try to warm up a little bit, get my arm warm, get my legs warm. That's about it.
What are you listening to, Taj? What kind of music are you listening to?
Listening to a lot of rap music.
Down south rap, East Coast rap, West Coast. You got Kendrick playing, you got Drake playing.
If I had somebody playing, it would be Kendrick.
It'd be Kendrick. All right, well, that's good. Well, fellas, best of luck to you all. Coach Wilson, best of luck to you.
Appreciate you, Jay.
Expectations now.
Responsibility.
Hey, responsibility, pressure you to push you or bust a pipe. We'll see how they do. Good luck. These are the Bears of Morgan State University. When we come back on the other side, we'll be joined by the number 2 predicted team in this conference. HU, you know. We'll come on back, y'all.
I wasn't born a leader. It wasn't given to me. I couldn't buy it. How'd I get here?
I decided.
I decided. I decided.
I decided. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
Howard University. You may know us for our athletic domination. You may know us as academic leaders who fuel an entire diaspora. You know, the capstone that shapes culture and builds champions. What we know is that this is the genius, tenacity, and talent that Howard cultivates. We know that we generate new questions and answer with profound solutions. Because here, we build glorious tomorrows. The Howard way.
We keep it rolling here on the Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Coca-Cola. The MEAC champions from a season ago, the Howard University Bison. To my left, Coach Larry Scott, Kenny Gallup Jr., and Darius Fox. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, Jay, I know this is a personal point of privilege. You are very proud of your Howard University Bison. But
America's Black College.
I'm gonna put this on Coach Scott, because this is an election year, right? And typically an incumbent is usually favored in an election year, but the preseason poll says something a little bit different. The polls can say one thing, you've got to play it out on the field. Your thoughts on being predicted to finish second in the league?
First of all, most important, it doesn't matter what other people think. It's what we know, right? And it's what we're capable, we know what we're capable of. And at the end of the day, respect is one of those things that are earned, right? And so there's people entitled to their opinions and those things. And so in some eyes, we maybe haven't earned that. But that's okay. Sometimes, it's more fuel for a burning fire. And I'm going to tell you something about Howard. We're built to last. We're going to be here, and we're going to be here a long time. So that's just more fuel for the fire.
The Bison are built to last. Fellas, show off those rings a little bit. Let me see what they look like. Man.
Last rings we got.
Wow. That's a lot of bling you got right there. Coach, big question we talked about a couple times earlier, quarterback. Yep. You lost a lot of experience with Quentin Williams moving on. How's it looking at that quarterback position, and how do you make up for Q Williams?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch, right? And I think anytime you get that turnover, and every program has that 2-3 year turnover, and you got to go to a new guy and those things. But you want your quarterback to be the most competitive guy on the field. You want him to want to win. So to watch these guys here over the next few weeks as we start training camp, come to work every day and compete, I think it's going to send that down through our whole football team, and we're going to get a great camp out of it. It's going to be fun to watch, and somebody will emerge, and that guy will be a competitor. He'll be a winner, and he'll propel us forward.
And what's this offseason been like for you as a head coach? I mean, you come to Howard, you have a vision, you want to try and compete, win championships. You become the MEAC champions outright a season ago. What motivates you now, and how do you keep it going?
Just the process of the whole thing. These guys were part of a nucleus when I got to Howard that had to believe, and we had to learn how to win. If you watch through the years and how it's progressed and maturated for us, we've been in tough ones. Even last year, to lose by 3 to Northwestern, to lose by 10 at Eastern Michigan, and to lose the championship game by 4 points, kind of shows where we still are but where we're going. It's critical, and I think these guys right here with the nucleus they've been and how solid they've been in our program are going to take us where we need to go, and I think it's going to be done this year. Even with the new quarterback and all those things, we're excited about what's coming.
And we asked this question to a player earlier. I'm going to ask this question to you. The Bison will return to Atlanta if?
We come together. We got to come together.
Come together.
We got a lot of new pieces.
Right now. So, we got to come together. All right, fellas, that's on y'all.
For sure.
So offensive lineman Darius Fox, obviously, yes, you'll be protecting a new quarterback, but you've got a stable of running backs and playmakers in your backfield, Jared Hunter, Eden James, along with Casey Hawthorne on the outside. I mean, you've got pieces on the offense that you know that you are responsible for protecting. Just how important is it for you all to do, as Coach said, and come together?
It's extremely important. The guys on the outside, they're real playmakers, and it's hard to see them being tackled on the outside. If everyone does their 1 of 11, which in play in and play out is what our job is to do our 1 of 11, so we can come together and have the ultimate goal of being 11-11 and ultimate team success.
What's been the response like on the yard, right? Because you earned the MEAC championship outright this year. You shared it the season before, okay? You make it to the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Like, what's been the reception like on campus, and then how has that, evolved your mindset as well?
Personally, as a team, we just know that the guys that surround us are like our guys, like people in the program where we know that we're going to go to war with every day. And it's just a pleasure to go to war with those guys. And our main thought process this offseason has been to finish. Everything we do in the classroom, on the field, drills, conditioning, all sorts of things, it's just to finish. And that's been the main focus for the team this upcoming season. You, along with your teammate Kenny Gallup Jr., battle-tested on the field, and FCS All-American, the Aeneas Williams Award winner, last season's MEAC Defensive Player of the Year. With all of those accolades, and obviously a lot of people are going to be targeting you. You are now the hunted still very much this season. How do you manage those expectations?
For me, I know people want the top spot. I always say that, pressure bust spikes, but also meet diamonds. So for me, I like the task. I like to compete. I talk a lot of trash. I work hard, so I feel like I earn every accolade. So I'm just excited to see what everybody has.
How do you top, though, some of those accolades that I mentioned to you? How do you top that this season, or do you just carry on par with it?
To be honest, the goal is just to repeat that, but also just to, my dream is to play in the National Football League. So that's been the main goal. So these have just been the steps on the way to the journey, but that's the biggest goal so far.
We hear from a lot of coaches, and Coach Scott, you're no different, about developing men. And so, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you this question, Kenny and Darius, about how you all have grown as men under Coach Scott.
I'll take it first.
I don't only look at Coach Scott as a coach. I look at him as a father figure away from my own parents. Every day, like, it's about football, but it's always about the bigger picture, becoming a man, and that's something he emphasizes day in and day out with us. It's about everything outside of it, like when things go bad, how are you going to react as a man? You got a family to feed, kids to feed, how are you going to react as a man? And it's like life lessons have been taught in that room, and I couldn't take anything from him. Pleasure to be like a son to him, I feel like, and a player.
Well, you know, I'll first say, you know, Coach Scott always, you know, preach about off the field things. You know, certain things, when things going bad in life, we have like a little slogan we say is good. So, you know, anything bad happened to you, just say good. So now for me, it just become a habit. If I fail the test, even though it's bad, I say good, you know, and just work hard on the next one. So it's more like that. And, you know, just building that camaraderie, building the team chemistry, building the brotherhood, the memories, you know, that's the thing that we preach on, and that's the reason why I play so hard.
Kenny, let me ask you this question. In today's college football, we talked about how change is everywhere. The young man had an opportunity to go to different schools there. What was the defining reason why you came back to Howard University?
Well, first and foremost, I always, you know, was trying to focus on graduating. You know, when I committed to Howard, it was the 40-year decision instead of 4. So I wanted my.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Stop right there, man. A 40-year decision instead of a 4-year decision.
Sure, like, you know, Howard, you know, it's a great school, you know, a lot of connections, so that's what I was focused on. But then also, you know, like I said this a few seconds ago, just the brotherhood. Actually, my blood brother played on the team, so coming back another year to get a chance to play with him, you know, it was definitely going to be exciting for myself and also my family.
Making the Tidewater area proud with this Portsmouth, Virginia product. Kenny Gallup Jr., Darius Fox, along with Coach Larry Scott. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you being here, and good luck this season.
Appreciate you.
H-U? You know.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Storytelling is at the heart of everything we do at the Walt Disney Company, and people are at the heart of our stories. Dreamers, Imagineers, creators, doers. The power of our stories is unleashed only when the people who tell them reflect the rich diversity of our world. Marching alongside HBCUs, Disney on the Yard is committed to empowering talent to find their dream career and inspire the world. Because here, that's how dreams are made. Be you, be here, be part of the story. Disney on the Yard.
Of us all burns a passion for greatness. It's the rhythm of our hearts, the desire to ascend to greater heights, the drive to persevere and push beyond expectations. At North Carolina Central University, we fan that flame in an innovative and inclusive community driven by a relentless pursuit of excellence. It's here at NCCU, in the heart of Research Triangle, that you will soar with the Eagles and discover what's central to you.
Well, number one is in the house. The Eagles, North Carolina Central University, predicted to be the number one team in the Mid-East Athletic Conference. Joining us here on the stage, we know him, head coach Trey Oliver, along with defensive lineman Jaden Taylor and Joaquin Davis. Fellas, welcome. Trey, start off with you right away. Expectations are back in Durham, North Carolina for the Eagles.
Nothing's changed. It's all about championships. And we came up a little bit short last year, but great offseason, great recruiting class, and we'll be back in hunt.
So I'm curious to know, flat out, did the pollsters get it right in selecting you all as the preseason favorite?
Definitely. I didn't vote. I didn't say this. They said it. So don't be mad at me. Y'all voted.
Why do you think they got it right?
They've seen us play. You look at our non-conference schedule, how many HBCUs beat PWIs? top 10 schools and on the road. So we do what we do. And, you know, of course, some people watch and say, oh, there he go.
That's what I was thinking.
It's all good.
There he go.
Non-conference
That's
schedule.
who he is, ain't it, fellas? That's who he is.
But a 9-3 record, an at-large bid to the FCS playoffs. You win a Celebration Bowl a couple of years ago. And so I guess what will it take, or what were the ingredients that you feel like were necessary in order to have the success that you have that you can carry over to this year?
Well, the big thing is your best players have to play great. And this year I'm so excited because every program I've been a part of, all the championship teams, whenever we had that superstar and he left, other guys stepped up. So, you know, when we had Davius last year, guys were like really role players. But now we're going to have a bunch of guys, like Joaquin here and a bunch of other guys. Some of these guys are going to step up and be that next superstar. So I'm excited.
In terms of who else you feel like are going to fill those shoes, right? Joaquin is going to now have a new quarterback and throwing to him, and Walker Harris. And Jaden Taylor will obviously hold down the interior along that defensive line. But who are some other key elements that return to you all?
Right. Defensively, I think our front seven will be much better this year. I think we saw it last year, but I think we'll be much more physical this year. But Cole Jones, local talent from Oscar Smith, outstanding football player. We did have a transfer come in. You don't do much with transfers, but Juju Williams, I'm expecting big things out of him. And then Max Urine, it's a couple other guys at linebacker. And then offensively, of course, we have Walker Harris. And I'm really excited to see him have all the keys to the car. He had one spare key last year.
Played a great game, didn't he?
Well, he played in all 12 games. People don't understand that. He got quality reps, but the one game he started, he threw 5 touchdowns.
Against?
It don't matter. Everybody said when you were throwing your touchdown.
That's true. They all count, right? They all count there. Let me ask you this, Coach Oliver. Describe these two gentlemen that you brought with you here to Norfolk. Why'd you bring them?
Great people. We talk about culture over scheme and how you walk, how you talk, and everything else. And they well dressed. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get up here with no guys that didn't have a little bit of drip. But great people first and foremost. When we talk about culture, they fit the culture. And great football players.
Let me ask you two this question. Who's that guy? Is there a guy that can replace Davius Pee Wee Richard in that locker room?
I feel like it's a lot of guys. They've got us great leaders as well. So I feel like we'll be in good hands with them leaving as well.
Yeah, same thing for me. I say we have a lot of people that are good and have great qualities to step up and fill that void.
And when you look from an offensive perspective there with a new quarterback that's coming in there, how's that been going? Has it been a seamless transition? Y'all working on the timing? And who else? You also lost a great running back, and Collier's gone as well. So you got some pieces you got to replace there. What's the offensive mindset?
Well, for us, it's still the same thing. Walker Harris, he's been there for a little minute, and he's sat behind Davius Richards, and he's seen how Davius Richards work, and he comes and brings the same type of work ethic every day to the team. So it will be no drop-off.
Off-season, what have you been working on to become a better player?
I just want to show my versatility in routes. I can go deep, intermediate, quick game. It really doesn't matter. I can do it all.
One thing that people don't realize, when North Carolina Central is winning, they're winning the battle in the trenches. And big fella right here next to you, Jaden Taylor, when you talk about the defensive line perspective at Central, what is that mindset that allows y'all to just go in there and always win the battle line of scrimmage? It seems like every time I see you play.
My coach always taught us about hunt. So that's our main goal. Every game, going there, hunt every game, every play.
And who are some of the guys on this defensive line that we can expect to hear from this upcoming season?
Quantez Mansfield, Juju Williams, Makai McCall. We got a lot of guys, good, solid guys, ready to play.
And I think you all are playing a Friday night football game on ESPNU versus...
We play Alabama State in the Orange Blossom Classic Labor Day weekend. Buy your tickets and see y'all in Miami. We worry about the first week.
We'll see you down there as well. That'll be a good matchup there. And talk about why that game is important before Tiff has another question for you. The game down in Orange Blossom Classic. That's for you.
Why is it important?
Yeah.
We got to hold down for our conference. Okay. I say it all the time. I don't think the MEAC gets enough respect. So we got an opportunity, number one SWAC team, preseason against the number one MEAC team.
That's a good one.
And I got utmost respect for the SWAC. I was there. I love Alabama State. I love our coach, Eddie Robinson. But I'm rocking with the MEAC. Put the ball down.
playing for that intensity. You talked about culture over scheme, but I also want to talk about the home life culture because Jaden Taylor shared something with me that I found most interesting. Yep, I'm going to expose you, the horse farm that you have, ride horses, and they're cousins too. Let's go ahead and throw that out there as well. So they both ride horses. Can you give me some insight on this horse farm and how long you've come up with?
So I've been riding probably since I was 8 years old. My dad bought me my first horse probably I was like 8th grade. So after that I've been riding, and then now we've raised a couple. We just had 2 babies, so it's really been like a fun experience, kind of like a getaway from football sometime when I need it.
I love it. Now, who is the better rider in terms of who knows how to handle
Definitely
the
me.
horse?
Definitely. It's me.
Definitely me.
Hey, Tim, I would ask the horse, and I bet you the horse who's the better rider. That's the easy one.
We're going to go visit their farm when we go see you all in September because I want to dig into this a little bit more. I found it fascinating for sure. Jaden Taylor, I mean, I just wouldn't have, pegged you as, equestrian life, Very cool. Very cool, gentlemen. Jay, that was you. That was your time to pick up.
That was I dropped the ball. I don't miss too often.
You got my pass?
I got your pass. But best of luck to you all. We will see y'all in Miami for that Orange Blossom Classic.
What'd you say? You gonna see us where?
Atlanta too.
I said we're gonna see him.
Y'all just want to blame it on me. He said it. So what? Hold on. Let me call Larry Scott and see what he got to say about his boy.
I said we're gonna see him in Miami.
I didn't say it, Larry.
We'll see how you do in Miami first. How about that one? All right, and then we'll see how that game goes in Durham on Friday night. I just don't make mistakes like that. Tiff set me up. She set me up. Like, you dropped the ball, and I got a little rattled there, this and that. But we've got more on the other side. We'll finish up this broadcast here as the Countdown to Kickoff show here in Norfolk, Virginia continues when we come back.
Georgia, the HBCU football capital hosts the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge on August 24th. Florida A&M Rattlers, Norfolk State Spartans, SWAC versus MEAC. The rivalry is real. Come out to Center Park Stadium to see the returning HBCU national champions and 2 of the best HBCU bands in the land, the Marching 100 and the Spartan Legion. The day starts with a kickoff fan experience tailgate and concludes with a primetime matchup on ABC. For more information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
As a banker here at town, we like to think our level of expertise is the best. Truth is, I know a lot of other really smart bankers at other banks. But what seems to really matter to us and our members is not that we know our way around a financial spreadsheet. It's our level of attention. We're easily available and ready to help when they need us.
Hey, welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green. We had a fantastic crowd here at the Hilton Norfolk, Maine, and we heard your Bison were in the building and in attendance for sure, but also the Eagles, Bulldogs, Spartans, Bears, and Hornets were represented well.
Absolutely. On
this stage. I mean, we got a chance to talk to the coaches and players, and they did a phenomenal job in previewing what we can expect for the upcoming season.
I mean, obviously, big questions emerge out there, but whenever you have returning players back, you like to enjoy your team's chances at having some success as well. Can we give out some accolades?
Yes, we sure can. The preseason honors right before you here. And let's take a look at the first team offense within the Mideastern Athletic Conference. We talked about Otto Kuhns, who is returning to Norfolk State as the signal caller, along with Jared Hunter, Eaton James. No surprise there for Howard University.
No, they can run the football. We know that. And Casey Hawthorne's been a good football player for the Bison for some years there. We saw the big lineman there. South Carolina State. You know, normally when you're replacing a coach, there's a reason why you're replacing 5 people on the first team all-conference team there. So you're giving Chinnis Berry, a guy who's a defensive guy, with an opportunity with some already built-in offensive firepower. Look out for that. And give a shout-out to 3 guys that I want to point out. Casey Hawthorne, Keyshawn Toney, and Nick Tasty. They were all-conference performers a season ago, rightfully getting their place on the preseason all-conference team.
All right, let's flip to the other side of the football and the first team all-MEAC defensive list for the preseason. And once again, this was a little bit more balanced here, Jay, in terms of you saw South Carolina State kind of controlling things on the offensive side, Morgan State, Norfolk State, among those teams with multiple selections.
Yeah, and I think the Morgan State's going to be the key. If those 3 guys they've got that are all conference can step up and get some help, we talked about that defense, how good they were. At certain points they were dominating a season ago. If they can keep it going, they deserve that attention. And Kenny Gallup from Howard University, you talk about the football player he is. He was named the preseason defensive player of the year. I think that was not a shock at all. But also let's give a shout out to Elijah Williams from Morgan State, who was all-conference performer a season ago. Expectations for him to have another year. It seems like every time we mention Morgan State, expectations.
Yeah, but you also have to think about 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams as well. No surprise here, Juan Velarde. I mean, he has just been a mainstay at North Carolina Central, along with Dylan West over at Howard and Keith Jenkins Jr. That rounds out the special teams list for preseason honors within the Mideastern Athletic Conference. Now we get to unveil, and it's already been leaked throughout this show, so no surprise here in terms of the MEAC offensive and defensive players of the year for the preseason. You talk about who's it going to be for Howard University? A stacked backfield. Jared Hunter is emerging as the preseason offensive player of the year.
Yeah, one of that dynamic duo they have, he and Eaton James. A season ago, they were really good. They had 3 running backs, but I think, this is wide open there. They're going to carry the ball. Both James and Hunter made that, but Hunter edged them out and getting the offensive player of the year. First time in a long time we haven't had a quarterback selected as the offensive player of the year for the Mideastern Athletic Conference.
And then Kenny Gallup Jr., we had a chance to talk with him earlier, the All-American, and shoring up that secondary for Howard University, returning everybody, and he is the incumbent, if you will, and the reigning defensive player of the year.
So let me get this right. My Howard math. Can I pull out my Howard calculator?
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
This is your time.
They're the reigning MEAC champions. They've got the offensive preseason player of the year, the defensive preseason player of the year, but they're not predicted to be the team of the year. I'm just saying, that Howard math don't add up to me.
I have a feeling that I'm going to hear about this, and so will America.
The hate is real, America. I've been telling y'all.
Of the season for sure. But do you like these preseason selections?
I mean, absolutely. But now I'm going to sound like a coach. It's a piece of paper. I need to see tackles to go along with it. There'll ultimately be somebody not on this list that'll step up and have a great year for you, and then you'll have some senior disappointments. That's senior-itis, where the guys have disappointing years there. Preseason list, it's great to be acknowledged by your peers, but ultimately what happens on the field. I couldn't tell you who was all preseason MEAC when I came out of my class. Right. I can tell you who made the all-MEAC team, though.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so it doesn't matter how you start, but how you finish. But I'll tell you this. The football season does start in Atlanta August 24th for the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge. FAMU versus Norfolk State, August 24th at 7:30 p.m. on ABC. We will be there. Certainly, we hope that you will as well. Hopefully, you buy your tickets to go inside Center Park Stadium, but if not, you can catch it live on ABC. Well, Jay, certainly can't wait for that, but on the other side of the break, we can't wait, well, I can't wait to talk to the commissioner of the Mideastern Athletic Conference, Sonja Stills. We'll hear more from her when we return to Norfolk.
Can you feel a grand new day? At Grand Furniture, you'll find new everyday low prices on everything. Lower prices than other stores' retail prices, even lower than their sale prices. Plus, get Grand's new everyday low financing, not just for great credit or good credit, but low 9.99% interest, no matter your credit score. Everyone gets credit at Grand, and we mean everyone. It's a grand new day. Grand Furniture, real furniture for real people.
I am a full-time bus operator for 30 years. I like meeting people. The benefits are excellent. My name is Carmen Christian Barnett, and this is my Hampton Roads Transit.
Hello, I'm Kenny Alexander, Mayor of the City of Norfolk. Welcome to the historical, urban, financial culture center of the Hampton Roads region and home to the world's largest naval base. Norfolk is a city with a rich history, diverse culture, and many iconic attractions. We're glad you're here. We hope you have an opportunity to explore all that our great city has to offer. Welcome to Norfolk.
All smiles as we're back here at the Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Coca-Cola. Commissioner Sonja Stills to my left, and so glad to have you with us. And this has been a really fun media day, hasn't it?
It has been an awesome couple of days.
Yeah. What's so great about it is I really enjoy the personalities that we get to see from the coaches and the players, and it really just fires, I think, everybody up for the upcoming season. And there's a lot to build on for the Mideastern Athletic Conference, given the fact that you had 2 teams in the postseason a year ago. Can we expect more of the same this year?
Absolutely. I mean, did you hear them coaches? You know, I got ready to get on the field myself. You know, so yeah, I think it's going to be a great season. We got a lot of great talent, and our coaches are doing a great job with developing that talent. So I can't wait to see what's to come.
All right, well, we heard recently that there was a deal to keep the MEAC basketball tournament here in Norfolk, so there's some things happening. But not only that, Sunday, a very special event, another year of the MEAC Girls on the Gridiron, an event that is near and dear to the MEAC. Can you share just what that experience was like? And a former quarterback in the NFL who spent 13 seasons on the gridiron was Michael Vick. He was there as well.
It was awesome. You know, for it to be in our second annual, you know, doubling the attendance there. Michael Vick, awesome. Of course, he went to a rival high school, you know, who shall remain nameless. You know, he did such a great job. He didn't stay on the sidelines. He got right in there with the girls, and it was throwing. It was just amazing. Him and his daughter, Jada. This is a great partnership with the NFL of being able to further bring awareness to women's flag football, and hopefully we'll have an HBCU student athlete in the Olympics in 2028 when it comes to Los Angeles.
It's going to be introduced then, but in the meantime, what are the chances of MEAC schools potentially adding flag football to their roster?
Yeah, we are seriously looking at women's flag football. We have a lot of our institutions who currently have it as a club team, so we see it as a really good entrance into bringing women's flag football as a varsity sport. So as our strategic and long-range plan, we're looking at sports that we were able to add as a conference.
In that vein, can you expound upon just some of the academic goals or other initiatives for the upcoming year?
Yeah, so for part of our strategic and long-range plan, we're also always looking at expansion. So we're looking at institutions who are aligned with us, not only athletically, but academically. So that's always a part of our strategic plan. We're also looking at expanding of course, our sports as a conference. You know, we have golf coming in 2026, so all of our member institutions will have a men's and women's golf program. So that's really, really one of our things. And so we're actually going to be looking at what other sports can we add. We're looking at mental health, always on the forefront. So we want to be able to bring more opportunities for and resources for our student athletes. And of course, name, image, and likeness, you know, education and our partnership with Influencer, and then with the NCAA teaming up with Teamworks, another opportunity for our student athletes.
So many opportunities there, but you talked about name, image, and likeness. Obviously, community sponsorships or corporate sponsorships, rather, and partnerships are so valuable. How do you continue to ensure that the MEAC is linked up and continuing to be recognized and supported by outside?
Absolutely. It's currently working with our current corporate partners, you know, having those connections and being able to look at the talent that we have. You know, if you talk to some of our student athletes who are entrepreneurships and to get their product out there or what they're doing, that's what we want to be a part of. So talking with our corporate partners and having the ability to connect them with our students.
So I'm just curious, what have you been up to this summer? What have you been doing away from your commissioner duties?
Well, you know, I'm a TV junkie, right? So I've been binge watching Blue Bloods, and I kind of feel like I am like Commissioner Reagan, you know, and so that's how I treat the staff.
Okay.
So that's what I have.
I like it. I've been binging Suits, so certainly appreciate that. Okay, so I don't know if you've been following, and this is my last question to you. Okay. There was a Drake-Kendrick Lamar beef that went on, and Kendrick Lamar kind of demolished Drake. So the song Why Not Like Us, or They Not Like Us rather, has been the summer theme. Can you encapsulate why, when you think of the MEAC, you could say to others, they not like us?
Yeah. Check our record. Yeah. Check our record. Yeah. But I'm more like Eminem, you know, because we got the moment, we're going to own it, and we're going to never let it go.
I love it. All right. Appreciate the time. We thank you so much. And certainly this has been an enjoyable media day. Commissioner Stills, we thank you for being here. Jay Walker will come back on stage to wrap things up here from Norfolk. Come back with us.
As a banker here at town, we like to think our level of expertise is the best. Truth is, I know a lot of other really smart bankers at other banks. But what seems to really matter to us and our members is not that we know our way around a financial spreadsheet. It's our level of attention. We're easily available and ready to help when they need us.
Atlanta, Georgia. The HBCU football capital hosts the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge on August 24th. Florida A&M Rattlers, Norfolk State Spartans. SWAC versus MEAC. The rivalry is real. Come out to Center Park Stadium to see the returning HBCU national champions and two of the best HBCU bands in the land, the Marching 100 and the Spartan Legion. The day starts with a Kickoff fan experience tailgate and concludes with a primetime matchup on ABC. For more information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
For 15 years, the Home Depot Retool Your School program has been championing HBCUs. We've been right there with campus grants, scholarships, and career opportunities. Winning schools have seen their visions for upgrading their campuses and communities come to life through sustainability projects, as well as new places to connect, like innovation lounges and outdoor pavilions. As we celebrate 15 years of partnering with HBCUs, we're excited to keep the momentum going. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
Partnership with the NFL, MEAC, growing the game of girls flag football. My daughter's a participant. I've been following it for the last year, me and her mom, And it's just been an extraordinary experience to see the game growing and to see big-time entities getting involved. I'm very thankful that I was able to be here, be in town, trying to get HBCUs involved in the game. I think that's taking the next step. I think that will be the next step, as you will see more HBCUs with girl flag football teams.
Jay, you forgot it, man. I thought you were going to come right in. That was the former NFL. Michael Vick was right there. QB to QB. That was a setup right there.
I was trying to stay in my lane. See, I know how to play quarterback, but if I got to play running back, you're supposed to hand me the ball off, Tiffany. Like, go with it, Jay. Go with it.
Go with it. That was Michael Vick, who was on campus at Norfolk State for the second annual MEAC Girls on the Gridiron flag football camp that Commissioner Stills talked about. I think that's pretty sweet. I played in college, and so I appreciate the push. The push.
You played?
Yes.
You bowled in college.
I did.
Okay.
But there was also a club
so you
sport
bowled
of flag
in college,
football.
and you played catch
Simply
every now and then.
Marvelous was the name of the team.
Okay.
By the way, we traveled around the country. I was a wide receiver. Okay.
Only reason I'll give you credit, I've thrown a football with you, and you can throw. She throws a mean spiral. She throws a mean spiral.
Thank you.
So you played football somewhere.
Somewhere
in your life you played
QB.
football. I guess Tampa Rays, you got to play football.
Yes.
I got you.
Indeed. Hey, welcome back to the 2024 MEAC Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Coca-Cola. This media day is going to be wrapping up, but Jay, obviously another great season in store. Kind of your impressions from when we got a chance to talk with the players and coaches.
It's kind of, like we said, to open the show, I think the MEAC, it's an open book, and I like what some of our colleagues said, it's such a tight, short sprint to the finish line. There's not a lot of room for error. However, I think every year a team has gone there thinking, if we lose one game, our season's over, and that's never been the case. Howard lost a game last year. Everybody thought their season was over. They made it to the Celebration Bowl. Central did that the year before, made it to the Celebration Bowl. South Carolina. So although it's a condensed schedule, there's very little room for error. However, I'm yet to see a team just run the table through the conference play, and I think that speaks volumes to the level of competition between the first-place team and the sixth-place team in the Mid-East Athletic Conference.
The season starts and ends in Atlanta. Obviously, the Cricket Celebration Bowl moved up 1 week, December 14th at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But obviously, everyone's going to be focusing in on that August 24th matchup between Norfolk State and Florida A&M in the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge.
Absolutely, and the rivalry is real. I mean, we go down to SWAC territory, and they're not fans. They're trying to earn respect from the MEAC, and the MEAC folks are trying to keep this winning streak going that they've had for a while, but the SWAC is starting to emerge, and I think it's healthy for the game when you've got two conferences that are battling each other out for a national championship in Atlanta.
All right, lasting words, Jay. Any final thoughts or predictions?
I need a quarterback. I need a quarterback. Whoever gets the best quarterback play is going to win this thing. Period, point blank. Whoever has the best quarterback play will win it.
Spoken like a true quarterback. We thank you so much for joining us here on the 2024 Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Coca-Cola. For Jay Walker, I'm Tiffany Green, and we'll see you on August 24th. Until then, we out.